Hey guys, welcome back to the Tree Knot. Today I want to talk about our box beam mantles. Obviously, here's an example. I had a local order come through last week and I just finished up with it. The customer wanted it unfinished for their living room remodel. They're having a new fireplace put in, new stone, and they want to stain it. So here at the Tree Knot, we are here to get you exactly what you want and need. So I'm providing to the customer unfinished. But anyways, this is probably our top tier. This is white oak, definitely a premium wood. So this is, I believe, just over 6 feet long, and our standard size here is 7 by 7. I know that sounds like kind of an odd size, but we're going to jump into explaining why I like having our set standard size 7 inches by 7 inches. That is because, as I can turn it around here, you can see obviously this is a box mantle, so therefore it is hollow. Still not the lightest thing, just because oak is a fairly heavy wood, but you can see it's definitely hollow inside. So you might have the question of, well, how do I mount it to the wall? Great question. So let's cover that. 7 by 7 leaves you with an inside dimension of 5.5 inches. And that is because we're using 3/4 inch lumber. Same thing with our ceiling box beams. So 7 inches by 7 inches gives you 5.5 inches inside dimension. The reason I do that is because obviously not every box mantle, every ceiling beam, box beam I sell, I'm going to install, right? So I want to make it easy for you, the consumer, to not only install these, or make it a lot easier for your contractor or whoever's doing your remodel to install these. So 5 inches or 5.5 inches inside dimension, right? So a typical 2 by 6 is not 6 inches wide. It's 5.5. So I like to obviously sand it, clean it up a little bit. And I like to sand the edges just so they're round, clean, and it looks a lot nicer when I'm working with it. So basically you mount this board to your wall, and then the box beam, once this is mounted to the wall, the box beam slips right over it, just like so. And now you might be asking, well, now what? What happens if it falls off? So, what I like to do is sink those trim screws from the top of the mantle into the 2 by 6. So, obviously, the 2 by 6 is screwed to the wall. See if I can turn around and show you. So, if you were to mount this to the wall, just like this, hitting studs, the mantle would slide over it, and the trim screws would go down straight into this 2 by 6. Well, with trim screws is they're very, very subtle, like I was saying. So I'll link them in the description just so you can kind of see the exact ones I use. And they will leave little holes along the top, but like I said, they're very subtle. And you can either put some wood filler in there or just leave them. Not a lot of people can see them. A lot of people decorate their mantle. So if you're putting a picture frame up here, those tend to hide it. But yeah, it seems to work. It's fairly easy. If you do buy the box beams online, I don't include the 2 by 6 just because it costs more money for you and I with shipping. And these aren't anything special, guys. I got this at Menards. You can just go to your local hardware store and get a 2 by 6, and you know, it saves shipping basically. But if you don't like going to the hardware store, or there's some other reason and you still want to order and you still want this to include with it, let me know and I'll make it happen. But yeah, so like I said, this is white oak. It's that super modern, minimalistic. You know, that style you see in Pottery Barn, Crate and Barrel, some of Magnolia Homes marketing content. I like to whitewash them a little bit. I have a certain mixture I use to get the perfect color, in my opinion, of a whitewash for white oak. And obviously keep that proprietary in home. Otherwise I would be out of business. But yeah, so a lot of the times too, customers don't want to stain it or alter the color. I do use Minwax finishing wax. This is a great option. I use it. They have a dark wax as well that I use for some box beams, but this is also a great option. Also, water-based polyurethane is a good option if you don't really want to alter the color much. But yeah, if you have any other questions, feel free to shoot me an email or send me a message on our website, www.thetreenot.com, and I will be sure to help you. If you got any other questions, if you want a different species of wood, let me know. We'll make it happen here at the Tree Knot. Thanks for watching, guys.